Hello all, and welcome back to the channel. I'm just about to start milking. You might think it's warm, me wearing just a body warmer and bare arms, but it's freezing. That's what it is. It's very cold this evening. There's a north wind blowing and it is very cold. But moral of the story today is cows are in. This is their second day in full time now. After the rain we had on Sunday, there was no point putting them back out again in the daytime. They were making a mess. They were actually out on Sunday in the rain and just ploughed the field out of it altogether. So I said I'm just going to put them in, hopefully maybe only for a few days to get back out again if the ground dries up. Rained again today, but it's given better weather for the next couple of days, so we'll see. But give me an impression now the cows are more or less in for the winter time, and that's just it. It's just going to have to face up to that now and just get on with it. But they're happy in. The day we had them out in the yard, we clipped their tails, just kind of cleaned them up. Cows will be all clipped now, probably in the beginning of December is when we normally start clipping them. We clipped them all, just clip their backs, their heads, down the back of their legs, their elders. It keeps them lovely and clean, and it keeps them thriving. It's a real important job. You've probably seen that in other videos that I've done last year when I was clipping them, how important it is. Something that every man should do. But bales are in, feeding bales at the minute, quality bales, not great. These are last year's bales that we used. We just want to use them up. There's about 140 of them there still, so we want to get them all used up. Although we've used about 30 bales already, so we're going through them nicely. We have about 60-70 bales in those made the year that should be a lot better. The case is still doing its job, absolutely flying, brilliant. That's it. I just can't say anything bad about it at the moment. Everything's going really well. Some people were saying it shouldn't really be carrying two bales, a bale in the front and a bale in the back. It's not affecting it, but I'm not going to be doing that for very long. The hedge cutter is working away on the big tractor. That's a video we're going to be making now next week. We got all our hedge cutting done, all but along the roads. We got it done when the weather was dry, so we never put a marquee in the fields. I absolutely love it. I love doing it. I really enjoyed 3 days there where I done about 5 hours each day, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say I really enjoyed it. Took me time, wasn't in any rush, got the hang of it very quickly, and hedges are nice and neat. It's a real satisfying job. As I say, I'm hoping them bales will do now till December, because we have a very big pit there of stuff that should be all good, and hopefully will be all good. And when we start feeding it then probably towards Christmas time, we'll have no bother. We should have plenty of fodder. As I say, we might get the cows out for another couple of weeks yet, depending on the weather, but it's very cold at the minute, so I'm glad cows are inside, and they're very content about being inside. So I'm going to get these cows out the sheds, in for milking. We're going to clean down the whole cubicles, we're going to clean down the slats, and you're going to see the routine that I kind of do each evening before milking. So we get to that now. Come on, 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 come on. Come on. Come on. that's all cleaned up. Petrol yard scraper is a great machine. It's a great machine. The only thing it struggles with is when we're feeding around bales of silage, because what cows tend to do, not so much in this house because we have our angled barriers, but in the other way, in the other shed, we have just a bar that goes across the top. And what the cows tend to do is kind of, because the grass is a bit longer, come along then with the scraper. Scraper catches that and it lifts the scraper up off the slat, if you know what I mean. So that's a little bit of a bummer, if you want to say it, but look at, it still scrapes the slats fine. The rubber has to be replaced on the petrol yard scraper. We have it now 7 years, nearly 7 years now, so it's time to replace. I've ordered one in Clark's. It's only 40 quid or something like that, so it's not the end of the world. So hopefully it'll be in now in a couple of days' time, and we'll be replacing that, because that'll make a huge difference to it. It's just not cleaning the way it used to clean because of that. But slats are kind of dry, semi-dry, because we kind of had a wind blowing around today as well, and it's keeping the slats just a little bit tacky and dry. You might also ask, why am I not putting any bedding on the cubicles? Well, if you look back through my videos around this time last year, we do use lime on our cubicles anywhere where there's milk stains or a bit damp or something like that. So I am coming in now with a bit of lime and I'm going to put it across any of the damp spots. But I'm not a fan of overly bedding cubicles. The farmers are probably going to criticise that. I don't mind if you do or not, because the truth is in the pudding for me. I clean them down 2, maybe 3 times a day, and they're kept clean and free from any build-up of any dirt. If you look back at our video when the cows got out this year, just look at how clean they are. Spotless. Our cows were clean because we kept them clipped all that old extra hair off them around their elders and things, and then we just keep the cubicles clean. Now, we used to mix lime and sawdust together and go around and cover the cubicles twice a day, and because I learned that on other farms I used to work on, and I just copied by rule, but I felt that the cows were even just dirtier. They were walking up, the stuff was sticking to their feet when they walk up in the slats. They were carrying it down on here, sticking more to their feet. They were always covered in dirt when they were like that. We don't have a problem with mastitis. We've never had really a problem with mastitis. Maybe 1, 2 cows over the winter time, and they'd be very mild even at that. So if we did have an outbreak of mastitis, then lime would come in absolutely 100%, and we would be bedding and bedding until it was gone. But for now it works. It's our routine, and just a little bit of lime here and there wherever it's damp. That's the way we do it. Oh yeah, and the Malone post driver sitting here. Little video on that. I broke it the other day. Yeah, 2 levers, should be 3 levers. Yeah, there'll be a bit of a video on that, but we're waiting for parts to come in to get that fixed, but that's for another day. Petrol yard scraper, great machine. I know a lot of you is going to ask me about that. Great for pushing back silage and everything. It does a super job. It saves my back an awful lot, and that's one of the main reasons I bought it, because I hurt my back years ago, and I just decided to get a few things and make life a little bit easier, and this was the first thing I bought, and it's just brilliant. This engine just did give us a little bit of trouble. It was the Honda engine. If you want to look back through our videos, you'll find a video, and actually what I'll do is put a link to the video of the review of that machine in the description. So any of you who want to find out a bit more about that machine, go into the video description here and just go down, find that link, click on it, and it'll tell you all you need to know about that machine. So now I'm just going to go in and get the milking done, and we'll take it from there. And just one more little thing. I fitted drinkers in this shed back about 2 years ago, different drinkers. This is one of them in particular. Good little drinker, bought in a local co-op. But the issue I had in this house especially was very hard to find a good suitable place to put drinkers. We have drinkers fitted in here on the wall, but it's kind of in the way of the cows putting in their neck. So we fitted one of these as well. There's one on the other side, but we found then obviously the cattle were just reversing back and dunging into it. So all I done was I got an old cubicle, a couple of cubicles at the back, and just cut them up and used a couple of pipe bends that were from an old milking machine that we took down. Welded up the bars, used them for welding on the corners, if you know what I mean. And just welded, that's actually a bit of a cubicle there, got down, bolted to the wall, kept it out, I suppose, about, what's that, about 6 inches from the drinker. And you can see there, they're dunging on the bar, but they're not dunging into the drinkers, and that solved the problem completely. So, simple little thing, fix the problems, just in case you ever are fitting drinkers or things like that in sheds. It's just an idea, maybe it'll help some of you. Oh yeah, and you can also see what cows back down. That's when the real problem can be. They can back down and back over to the drinker and dung into the drinker. So I kept it out. They have enough room to come out here, enough room to come out that side. So I've kept it out further from the drinker on that side. So you're talking there about 1.5 foot, almost, on both sides as well. So works, they can drink out of it no problem. It's not hampering them in any way, and it stops them from dunging into the drinkers. And just before I turn on the machine, one of the little things I always do with the cooler. The cooler is showing okay at the moment because this morning the milk was collected and the cooler's off. So it's run through its wash cycle and that okay comes up when it's finished. So all I have to do to reset it is press set, okay goes out, and then you press cool. But if I press cool and hold it once, what it'll do is it'll bring up a timer. And the timer come up and it's counting down from 20 minutes. So I think that's a great little thing on this Paco tank. As I say, I put this tank in brand new 3 years ago, and have to say it's been flawless ever since it went in. You see here that it's counting down from 20 minutes, so it'll keep counting down the whole time. So that gives you about 20 minutes to get maybe 2 rows of cows milked. So you always know then that there's going to be milk in the tank before the cooler cut in. This time of year, cows are dropping rapidly in milk. I don't tend to actually turn it on that phase anymore. Summertime is that's I always do, so I know then the cooler's always turned on because I turn the machine on and the cooler on at the one time. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, the next couple of rows will make the way around the hair themselves and into that shed. In theory. So that's the first bit of silage through back. I'll go over there to the far shed now in a wee while and I get the milking machine turned off. And I get the milking machine all broke down, as I say, and left ready. When I mean break down, we take down all the rubbers, just leave it ready for milking in the morning. Then we're going to put a bale of silage over here in the far shed for the cows, and that should be me kind of finished for the night. That creamery can is about 60 years old, and it actually was used to collect the milk here, and we had a couple of them, a few of them, I don't know how many there was that time, but everybody had creamery cans, and then your milkman came, rode up in a trailer and took to the creamery. But that's the last milk creamery can that we have. They're still in very good condition, so it's nice to have a wee bit of history of the farm still operating here today. That's it, that's the milking done for this evening. Yard lights are all back on, it's just gone 7 o'clock. Evens are fairly getting shorter. See, there's not much silage here in front of these other cows. So we're just going to get a bale on here. We're going to drop a bale in here for these ones here, just to keep them happy tonight. So let's get that done. So I left my knife on the other farm, and now I have no knife. Screwdriver, always improvise. So the case is going to be getting a few upgrades done to it now for the winter time. I talked about putting LED lights on the loader. We're going to be doing that very soon when I just get a free day, because wiring, you just need to take your time. So you need to think about where you're putting these lights so they're not going to be in the way in the future. So we're going to be mounting them somewhere to the top of this loader, facing down on the actual bucket or grab or whatever's attached. But them LED lights, the two in the centre, I'm not happy with them lights. They've completely corroded away. I mentioned that before. I'm not going to mention the brand they are. I'm never going to run down brands on my channel, but them two there I'm just displeased about, and the amount of light that's coming off them isn't great. So what I'm going to do is I might take the two of them off, and I'm going to maybe look up at getting an LED bar that'll go the whole way across between the two outer lights, and see how that goes. So we're just looking into that at the minute. I've nothing bought, but I'm going to be doing a bit of search online to see can I find an LED light that's suitable for that. Front lights is not working. They've completely stopped working. I know what's wrong. I just have to take the bonnet off. It's a bit awkward with the loader brackets on, but it's just a bodge job someone done on the wire on that tractor. I don't know why it was routed out the way it was, but just the lights, the heater, and a few things was just modified, let's say. that's a word for it. But I'm going to have to fix everything properly. I'll probably have to make up a brand new loom to go from the lights into the cab of the tractor, just to completely fix that whole thing up and leave it safe. The rear lights, again, these two lights here, they're actually not fully wired yet, but you can see the corrosion coming behind. I don't like that. It's messy looking. A lot of the LED lights you buy nowadays seem to corrode. The whole housing seems to corrode on them, and I absolutely hate that. Ugly looking. So that's something to watch out for when you're buying any LED lights. Make sure you do your research on them first, and make sure they're not ones that will corrode like that. These little lights here that I put on the tractor, they're not the ones that came with it, but they are the original ones. Someone else had put big long trailer lights on and they looked hideous looking, so I put these on, but I put the wrong bulb inside, and that left it burnt the actual through the glass on both sides, and now we have a hole going through both sides. So I'm going to have to get new lens covers and the proper smaller bulbs that goes in here on the bottom to fix them. Simple little things. Top lights, I am going to look for an LED replacement for them as well, because the whole reflector inside them is all completely corroded. I'd say they're the original ones that would have come with the tractor. There is a company called Tool and Light. You'll see them there on Facebook, and have been talking to them about getting something as a replacement for that. So keep an eye out. We're going to get good lights on this for the winter time now that it's going to be doing a lot of work on the silage pit. We just launched our website, www.ifarmwefarm.com. So if you need to contact us, a business or some sort of product developer, and you want to try something new, or maybe think my viewers would like to see something maybe that you have, you can contact us through that new website. It's a mess at the minute because I spent only 2 nights putting it all together. We worked with Squarespace, which was quite handy, quite straightforward to make your own website. Then we skipped through the trial period and we published it, so it's up there, it's live now and it's working. We just have to get the decorators in and clean it all up a wee bit over the weekend, but we were doing that. We'll be adding to it as time goes on. Merch, a lot of people have asked me about merch for Christmas coming up. Yes, we might do something. What would you like to see first? Mugs, t-shirts, in the comment section below what you'd like to see coming in merch. It's something I thought I'd never really do on the channel because I only make these videos just for the hobby. It's something that I enjoy sharing these videos with you. If you get something from, as I said before, I'm happy. I'm happy that people are messaging me telling me that they're enjoying the videos. So to me, that's reward enough. But we might stick a few bits and pieces up. Also, people who ask me what I'm using in my videos, cameras, drones, clothing, things like that. So from now on, we'll be fit to put links up in the videos. Maybe not on this one, we'll see how it goes. But from then onwards, we'll be able to put a link up in the description of each video of all the equipment that we use. All you have to do then is go over, click on that link. You can buy through that or you can just browse it. And if you buy through that, it's not going to cost you anything extra, but it goes towards the channel. We get a little bit of commission. It's very, very small, but we do get a little bit of commission on anything that's sold. So if it's something you feel like doing, you can if you please. So I've got only 4% left of my battery. I'm going to wrap it up here for the night. Tomorrow is a day I'm not actually looking forward to because of two things. First of all, we're testing for TB in the morning at 9 o'clock. I hate testing for TB, not only for the hassle of doing it, but it's every 4 months now because we're on this continuing testing, but we haven't had TB. I just think that's a joke of a thing, but I'll make a whole video about that. I'm not going to say any more, but it's just something that I don't really like doing. Second of all, it's my birthday tomorrow, and it's a little bit different than the other birthdays because I'm turning the big 40. So not really looking forward to that. I have to be honest with you, but look, it comes to everybody at some stage. You can expect a midlife crisis anytime soon now. So folks, thanks for watching as always. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Set up a little email address or something and get logged in to YouTube. That way you can subscribe. It just lets you know when our videos is up and it helps the channel. Give us a like. You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook, and you can go on our website now, which will also be there. So until the next one folks, take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you very soon.